Ever felt like life has just knocked you flat? Like you've hit a wall and you just can't take another step. Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that will completely change how you look at failure, and maybe even how you look at yourself.
This right here, this is the core of everything. Look, life is going to throw punches, it's going to trip you up, for sure. But you have to remember, getting knocked down is not, I repeat, not the same as being defeated. The final outcome, yeah, that's entirely up to you.
Okay, so let's start with the most important idea of all. Defeat isn't something that just happens to you. It is a decision that you make. Just let that sink in for a second. Defeat is that moment your mind says, that's it. It's over. I'm done. It's not about the fall. It's about refusing to get back up. It's really just a story you're telling yourself. And you know what? Since you're the author, you get to decide how that story ends. This brings us to what really separates the people who bounce back from everyone else. It's a little something we call the 1% mindset. And let's be really clear here. This has nothing to do with money or fame. It's all about a way of thinking. You see, 99% of people, well, they accept defeat when things get hard. But that 1%, they're running on a totally different operating system. They're the ones who always push through. And here's the best part, the most empowering part. You get to choose which group you belong to. That defining moment when life knocks you down, the choice is 100% in your hands. It's a test of your mindset. So what does that mindset actually sound like? Well, it's kind of like a 3-part mantra. And it all starts with this unbreakable desire. Not just I want it, but a non-negotiable demand you make of yourself. I must have it. Then you stare that obstacle right in the face with a singular focus, and you tell yourself, until I break it, and then you seal the deal with a promise to yourself to stay in the fight no matter what happens. I will not leave it. That 3-part commitment, that is the very heart of the 1% mindset. So now that we've got the mindset down, let's totally reframe what failure even is. Because every hardship, every single setback has a hidden power inside of it. I mean, this image just says it all, doesn't it? Every setback you face isn't really a step backward. Think of it like pulling back a bowstring. You're building up all this tension, gathering potential energy for a launch that's going to be way more powerful than you ever could have imagined. Or hey, think of your challenges like a refiner's fire. Yeah, fire can be destructive, but its real power is in purification. It burns away all the stuff that doesn't matter, leaving behind something stronger, purer, and so much more valuable. Your character is that gold. The hardship is just the fire that makes it perfect. And finally, let's talk about the diamond. At its core, it's just a lump of carbon that went through some unbelievable transformative pressure. That daily grind, those constant challenges, that's the pressure that's transforming you, polishing you until you shine. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. The goal isn't to avoid problems. The goal is to become the kind of person who can handle any problem. Don't ask for an easy path. Ask for the strength to climb a difficult one. Real growth always happens at the summit of hardship, never in the valley of comfort. And look, this isn't just some feel-good philosophy. It's a pattern that's written all throughout human history. Let's look at a couple of quick examples. Take the Wright brothers. Literally, everyone told them it was impossible. They were called fools. They were mocked for trying to make a heavy machine of metal actually fly. They failed, and they failed, and they failed again. But their mindset was crystal clear. Until we break it, we will not leave it. And because they refused to quit, they changed the world forever. Or how about the light bulb? Before his big breakthrough, Thomas Edison's journey was just one of relentless failure. We're talking 999 documented attempts that just did not work. Can you even imagine the frustration of failing that many times? But on try number 1000, he did it. One single success that lit up the entire world. That one victory was built on a mountain of 999 so-called failures. But you know what? He didn't see them that way. He saw them as 999 steps to the solution. That right there is the 1% mindset in action. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually apply it to our own lives? What's the practical path forward to building this kind of resilience?
It really boils down to these 4 commitments. First, face every single challenge like it's an opportunity. Second, you have to consciously step outside your comfort zone because growth and comfort, they just can't exist in the same place. Third, actively seek out difficult things. That's where the real magic happens. And finally, be a student for life. Never, ever stop learning and growing.
And as you go on this journey, I want you to hold on to this beautiful thought. Struggle is a fundamental part of being human. So don't be afraid of the difficult road. Sure, it might take longer and you're probably going to stumble. But if you just keep walking, you will eventually reach the sunrise of your destination. And that leaves us right here with one final crucial question. This isn't just about getting inspired, it's about taking action. So think about your life right now. That obstacle you're facing, that goal that seems impossible, that is your bowstring being pulled back. That is your refiner's fire. That is the pressure forming your diamond. So I'll ask you, what is the challenge you are now going to face with the 1% mindset?